Poppy K and her weekly vlogs, shopping, reading and her monologues. Poppy K and her weekly vlogs. Poppy K, subscribe, like, comment and share. Hello, welcome to my vlog. I am coming to you right now. I'm going to be in so much trouble. I promised everybody pudding today. And guess what? I didn't get pudding. For dinner we're having, it's Friday by the way, we're having gluten-free, well Tom is having gluten-free fajitas. Now I didn't get chicken, I got pork and beef mince. So I thought I'd give that a whirl. But because the mix is gluten-free and the tacos are gluten-free, we've got our own tacos, whatever the heck they're called, not tacos, you know what I mean, flatbreads, tortillas. Then we've got that, but I've got like the salad and we've got other bits and pieces. So hopefully that'll be all right, but I am in so much trouble. Whoops. Never mind. These things happen. I forgot Tom's bread yesterday. I was trying to remember that as well. And the orange juice for tomorrow morning. And breakfast for tomorrow morning. Can't be helped. So I'm just getting this prepped now. Well, I think we have had the summer. I think the summer is over. I think we can safely say now that we are in autumn. I cannot wait because next month in October we're going away to a place called Crieff in Scotland. And it's near, is it Perth? Kinross, that way. I want to go to Stirling Castle. The Stirling Castle, where else is there? The Wallace Monument and stuff like that. So I just wanted to get this cooked off then. So yeah, that's what we're doing. It's going to there in October. Hopefully the trees will have just turned. Usually when we go up to Scotland around about autumn time, it is beautiful. The colours of the trees, just superb. Right, nearly done with that. It smells lovely. I mean, like I say, I know it's supposed to be done with chicken, but it should be fine. There's salsa here as well. That's to go on the top though, it's cold. So I thought I'd do a little introduction. This weekend, not sure what we're doing because of the weather, but I am going to be reading this little short story. So I shall sit down and read this. I got this book when I was in Scotland last year, so it is now the time to read this. So welcome to my vlog, and I will see you in a bit. Good morning. Well, I've had to get up early because my son was going off to work, so I figured I would get up and do some reading. I have read 2 stories in this book, and I love how varied they are. I was never really one for reading kind of short story books, but I actually quite like the variations of the different authors, and it's probably a good little smorgasbord into reading other authors' work. Because if you enjoy that short story, maybe you will enjoy some of their books. So the 2 I've read so far have been A Study in Black and White by Bridget Collins. This is about a guy who rents a house and it's black and white, and it's set out like a chessboard type thing, and there's a mysterious chess game going on. And then the next one is Thwaite's Tenant, and that is by Imogen Hermes Cowar. Never heard of her before. Very Dickensian way of writing. So if you enjoy Charles Dickens, I think you'll enjoy that story. Trigger warning, there's probably some that it alludes to abuse in marriage, things like that. If you think about Victorian period, that's when it's set. In Yorkshire, of course. In the Dales, I would say. Maybe even the Moors. No, the Dales. Moors? Anyway, Yorkshire. Not far from Scarborough. So, it's actually very poetically written. So the next one I'm going to read is by Natasha Pulley. I don't think I've actually read anything by Natasha Pulley. It's the Eel Singers. So we shall see. I am just about 100 pages. I don't actually know how many pages this book is. Say 294. So about 100 pages in. So enjoying the short story element of this. Okay, not sure what we're doing today, so I'll update you later. Good morning. Well, this is a little bit further on in the morning. We are going to have soup tonight, so I thought I'd better get roasting the vegetables. So we've got, literally just throwing, we've got butternut squash, and there's some sweet potato. I think I'm going to do that, some onion, some garlic, a little bit of gluten-free vegetable stock, and we'll see what happens. Now then, am I going to do the whole lot? Because we've got... No, we can have the potatoes tomorrow. So, I'm just going to put that in. Like that. And then I have got these, but I'll put those back in the freezer, I think. I've got a full bulb of garlic and a red onion. And I'm literally, this is how easy this is, literally just going to peel a little bit the onion. Let me just take these off. I've got the dishes to do as well, but I haven't read any more. I should be settling down in a bit, but I thought I'd show you what I'm doing. So that can go on there. I'm literally just going to cut this into quarters, I think. So just make that flat on the bottom. Peel the onion. This is usually when I start crying. Depending on how... Oh, I hate it when the skins are like this. Do you know what? Let's just go with that. I'll take that layer off. That's it. Just get rid of all of that. It's like when you pull wallpaper off and it comes off in stupid little bits. That's not annoying at all, is it? Right, so I'm literally just going to put this into wedges and then pop that in the oven, and I'll show you what the soup looks like when I'm done. So just put that in there. I'm going to roast it all, and garlic in half and place that in there. And that is going to go in the oven. Okay, so I have read another one of these, but in between that, making my soup, all of that sort of stuff, I watched It's Me, Johanna, Me, My Dog and Books. She's a Scottish booktuber. Firstly, I love listening to her accent. I just love the Scottish accent. That's why I married a Scotsman. But he doesn't have a Scottish accent. Anyway, she went to a book event in Edinburgh, I think. And she was talking about these specific books. One of them was How to Kill a Witch by this one here. So there's that one. She went to a book event for that. They have a podcast apparently, and these ladies I remember distinctly last year. It was either last year or the beginning of this year. They basically have been on a mission to get apologies and things like that, and what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, that all of the women that were killed during the witch trials and things like that, to not give them pardons, because obviously they were, but they were basically being prosecuted because they were women. Persecuted because they were women. And these two ladies have got a podcast as well, which I'm going to start listening to. And they actually had an official tartan made as well, which is the witches' tartan. I think it's like blues, reds, whites, maybe a black in there, I'm not sure. But that was recently launched. So that's those two women. And then the next book she got was In Defense of Witches, Why Women Are Still on Trial by Mona Cholette. I'll show you what that looks like as well. But if you've seen her vlog, you'll have seen these. So there's that. And then she was also talking about, she did another video about spooky reads and things like that. And this was one of the books that she recommended. The Book of Witching. So I've got those sort of saved in my basket. But because of that, I bought this. Was it last year? It's either last year or the year before. And now is as good a time as any to read it, isn't it? So I'm going to read that as well as reading my little snippets of stories. The last one I've just read was The Eel Singers, and that was by Natasha Pulley. I'm not sure if I've read anything by her before, but basically what happens is it's Christmas time and there are two gentlemen and a girl. They run a shop, and of course, because it's Christmas now, it's closed. So they go away to Lincolnshire to go and stay in this house. And they find it very, very strange, the area that they go, because the fens, it's all very flat. But there's a big snowstorm and things like that. And one of them keeps sleepwalking and ending up in weird places. And basically, the place that they go to, it takes memories away from you. So that is basically what I got from that. So that's good. So I've 3 stories in. I got another 5 to go. And then that is that finished. But it's actually quite nice just to sort of sit, read a little bit of a story, and then that's it. It's done. It's nothing epic. It's nothing taxing. It's just a nice little 15, 20 minute, half hour, sit down and read. So the next one I shall be reading later is Lily Wilt by Jess Kidd. So I shall come back and let you know. And then I'm going to also start this bad boy. So that's my little update. Oh, I made my soup. I'll show you that later. It tastes divine. But yeah, that is my little update.
though why it does wind round the stone. A grey key, a story shown. English Heritage Day, out of the way. Goodrich Stone, Goodrich Stone, who has walked these walls alone? Goodrich Stone, Goodrich Stone, what is lost and what is known? Arrow slit stare across the fields where once they fought, now harvest yields. English Heritage Day, out of the way.
Well, hello. I finished both of these books. This one, for sure, is a great little smorgasbord of stories. There are 8 stories all in all. One by Bridget Collins, one by Imogen Hermes Gowor, Kieran Millwood Hargrave, Andrew Michael Hurley, Jess Kidd, Elizabeth McNeil, Natasha Pulley and Laura Purcell. These stories in here are great little bite-sized pieces of wonderfulness. I would recommend this, I think, a little bit later on in the season, because a lot of these stories happen around Christmas, so November time is probably a good time to read this, but I would highly recommend. Next book, The Ruin of All Witches, Life and Death in the New World. Now this was a kind of different look upon witches and witchcraft. It's kind of a bit like a little bit of a historical novel about people coming over from here, going over to America. So you've got Charlestown, Jamesville and things like that, and how that affected people who were prosecuted and persecuted as witches. And each chapter you follow a specific family. Very good, very interesting if you want to kind of get a little bit more of a historical look into witches, not just in this country. But yeah, I would recommend if you are quite into this kind of thing. Very well researched book. Fabulous. So, having said that, I got a parcel today. I was very much influenced by me, Johanna, my dog, and books, as I said earlier. And she went to, I think it was Edinburgh, and she went to a event and influenced for sure. And I picked up How to Kill a Witch, The Guide for Patriarchy by Claire Mitchell and Zoe, I can never remember, Vendatusi. And they are the 2 ladies that started up the Witches of Scotland. There's a tartan, there's all kinds of things. I have sort of followed them in the background, but this is the tartan, saying that. So that's the tartan. And they were launching this book in Edinburgh, but I had to get it. So I got it from Amazon, and I am currently listening to their podcast at the moment. I'm on episode 11, I think. Fabulous. So I got influenced by that. And then she picked up this book from the library and said it was really good, In Defense of Witches, Why Women Are Still on Trial. And I wouldn't really call myself a feminist, but I'm kind of interested, being a woman myself, and recently seeing how women are still not allowed to be women, basically. So she read this and said that this was really good, so I picked that up. And then this was in her, she was doing her recs for recommended reading for Halloween and stuff, and this was one of the books that piqued my interest, and it is the Book of Witching. So these are some of the books that I picked up, and hopefully I'm going to enjoy those. But yeah, that's it. I am going to finish the vlog here. Next week we've got a really exciting weekend vlog. It might even go a little bit into the week, but yeah, looking forward to that. And thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to watch my videos. Please do like, please do subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye.